win over traditionally Democratic voters. And that has a lot of people talking about the future for the run for the White House. Jake Tapper has spent a heck of a lot of time with this governor today. He joins me live from Asbury Park. Bruce Springsteen, anyone? Jake Tapper, tell me about the governor.
Well, greetings from Asbury Park, New Jersey. Brooke, as you mentioned, I got to spend some time with Governor Christie today. And as you mentioned, people are looking to New Jersey and Virginia to see if there's a lesson for the Republican Party as a whole here. And Governor Christie says that he believes there is one when it comes to how the party can win the White House in the future.
I think that the party's got to focus on winning again. Sometimes I feel like our party cares more about winning the argument than they care about winning elections. And if you don't win elections, you can't govern. And if you can't govern, you can't change the direction of a state like we've done in New Jersey. And so, I think we need to get ourselves refocused on that. And secondly, I think sometimes we forget that candidates matter. I mean, it's not just about a checklist of issues. It's also about how a person presents themselves as a candidate, how they articulate their view on things, and how they react to situations. And people make judgments based on all those things.
Now, Governor Christie maintains he is not a moderate, despite the fact that many in the Republican Party look at him and believe he is because of the way he has governed here in New Jersey, a blue state, a Democratic state, as you say, Brooke. He says he is a conservative, and we talked a lot about what he thinks the National Party needs to do from here on in.
I know you're going to tackle that. We're going to hear much more of that on your show. But let me turn a corner here, Jake Tapper, and let me just ask you about the president and about his, let's call it what it is, a broken health care promise. It's broken. You have heard it. I have heard it. Our viewers have heard it so often we can just about recite it in our sleep.
We put forward. If you like your private health insurance plan, you can keep it. If you like the plan you have, you can keep it. If you like the doctor you have, you can keep your doctor too. We will keep this promise to the American people. If you like your doctor, you will be able to keep your doctor, period. If you like your health care plan, you will be able to keep your health care plan, period.
Now, millions of folks are finding out that's not true. And now we all of a sudden are seeing the fine print.
What we said was you could keep it. If.
So now there was an if. Before you could keep it, period. Now you can keep it.
If it hasn't changed since the law was passed.
Jake Tapper, you heard the president. You can keep your insurance, not period, but if it hasn't changed since Obamacare passed. How can he say, as he seemed to be saying right there, that he's been saying all along? I mean, what's the meaning here and the significance of this new if clause?
It's interesting because in 2009, when I was a White House correspondent, I asked President Obama about this promise he was making, because it didn't seem like you could change such a significant part of the economy and not have repercussions where people had to get different insurance or were forced to change doctors. And what he said in 2009 was, what he meant was, if you like your health care plan, the government is not going to force you to change it. Now he's saying something different, a new clause. So I did ask Governor Christie today, who has a reputation for blunt talk, to some people's pleasure, to some people's displeasure. I asked him what advice he would give President Obama about this trouble that he's in, about this broken promise.
Here's what my suggestion would be to him. Don't be so cute. And when you make a mistake, admit it. Now listen, if it was a mistake in 2009, if he was mistaken in 2009, 2010 on his understanding of how the law would operate, then just admit it to people. So you know what? I said it. I was wrong. I'm sorry. And we're going to try to fix this and make it better. I think people would give any leader in that circumstance a lot of credit for just, owning up to it. Instead of now trying to, don't lawyer it. People don't like lawyers. I'm a lawyer. They don't like them. And then don't lawyer it. And when I saw that this morning, for the first time, and I thought, he's lawyering it. That's Barack Obama, the lawyer.
So, Brooke, there you have it. Don't be so cute. This is
Yeah.
Governor Christie's suggestions for President Obama. Don't be so cute. Admit what was wrong. Say you're going to fix it. Say that you were wrong. And be a leader, not a lawyer. That is Governor Christie's advice, unrequested for President Obama, Brooke.
But give it nonetheless on board that bus. And hey, since I have you, and I know you've been on a bus, I don't know if you've seen this new numbers from Gallup. These approval ratings for the president now dipping down to 39%. Jake Tapper, what do you make of that?
Well, it's been a rough rollout for Obamacare, and I think that the administration has a credibility issue right now when it comes to the comments that President Obama made about being able to keep your doctor. And we should point out, this affects a small percentage of the population, but it's still millions of Americans who are now being forced to change their health care plans. And he also has a credibility issue when it comes to explaining what he meant in 2009. Now, I've been reading Double Down, the book about the 2012 campaign, and that book is filled of examples of Romney and Obama campaign staffers who are brilliant and have wonderful advice for their candidates, if only their candidates weren't so flawed. So I have no doubt that one of those brilliant White House advisors will be able to help President Obama out of this pickle, Brooke.
Jake Tapper, thank you so much. We'll be looking for you, of course, on the lead with much more on this interview with Governor Chris Christie on Obamacare. Lots of things they tackled with Chris Christie wearing his Don't Panic cufflinks here today on Election Day. So